Jacobin knocked it out. And a huge turn as Georgia tries to get aggressive. Leonard in the end zone. Touchdown Irish. Jaden Harrison bringing back the kickoff. My goodness, what a play.
Those runs sometimes aren't how you draw them up, but Riley will find a way.
13 wins is the school record, and they hope they have 2 more to go.
No luck needed, just a lot of hard work and tenacity as the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame beat Georgia resoundingly in the Sugar Bowl and now move on to the college football playoff semifinals, the Orange Bowl against Penn State on Thursday. It is a very busy week for this man, but he is kind enough to join us, the head coach of the Fighting Irish, Marcus Freeman. Marcus, congratulations on that Sugar Bowl win. It was such an intense and emotional couple of days there in New Orleans. I'm wondering what that was like for you with the responsibility of leading these young men through that time.
Yeah, thanks, Hannah. It's great to be on here. It was kind of a whirlwind of a day. You wake up in the morning and you're notified that there was some type of incident that happened in the middle of the night. And there were some people that passed away. And then you still have the mindset that we're playing a game. And so we met in the morning, we did our normal pregame routine, we did our walkthroughs, and then as we broke to go back to our rooms, I got another phone call that said, hey, we're going to postpone this game till tomorrow. And so right then we had to get back together and come up with a plan. And we didn't know what time we were going to play the next day. And as you're going through a plan in terms of, okay, if we play at 2 o'clock, if we play at 7 o'clock, if we play on Friday, you forget, hold on. There's some mourning going on. And so we got the team together and we discussed it. And we also had to talk about what we have to do to be prepared for this next opportunity that we have the next day. And so we had to be what our players needed us to be at that moment. And each player might have needed something different, but they handled it perfectly. And they were able to go out and get the job done the next day.
Yeah, you were able to get them to work through this tragedy and focus on what you came there to do. And the headline of the game is that you scored 17 points in a span of 54 seconds. But I'm wondering, looking at the entirety of that game and that win over Georgia, what were you most pleased with?
That is a really good Georgia football team that we faced. Physical, talented, and what I probably was most pleased was our guys continued to battle. Our guys were just as physical. When we were opportunistic, we took advantage of those opportunities that came to us, and that's what happened. That was the result, though. That span of what you just talked about, those 10, 17 points. It was being opportunistic. You get a sack fumble right before the half, and our guys on the next play go and score a touchdown. And then we come out of half and we say, hey, we want to be aggressive and attack. And we take the kickoff to the house. So just how you draw it up, our guys were very opportunistic. And, I'm proud of the way they performed for 60-plus minutes.
Man, 12 straight wins now for Notre Dame since that loss to Northern Illinois. And I read this article by Riley Leonard. He said he was so devastated. He came in your office the next day after that loss, and you told him, one day you're going to be thankful for this. So in retrospect, Coach, how thankful are you for that actually happening?
Well, I remember telling Riley the same thing I told the team the following day, is that we will be grateful for this loss, and this will be the greatest thing that happened to us if we continue to remember the lessons that this game has taught us. And that's the thing. There was so many valuable lessons from that game that we have to continue to utilize. And it's a reflection of life. Things don't always go exactly how you foresee it. But there's learning opportunities in every event that happens. And sometimes the best learning opportunities come from failure. And that's what I want our guys to understand, is that you don't want to fail too much, right? We're especially, I won't be here long if we continue to fail, but there's great opportunities to learn from failure. And if we can continue to keep the pain, as I always say, and remember those learning opportunities that game taught us, then it's going to be the greatest thing that happened to us. But we got to continue to do that.
And Riley Leonard has had such an interesting career. He came into Notre Dame. He had 3 surgeries in the offseason. And from then, and even from that early loss until now, and you look at the big run he had, that first explosive play in the Sugar Bowl and the joy on his face after that win, how has he grown through the year, Coach?
Oh, tremendously. I remember that same meeting that Riley was talking about after the NIU game. I remember saying, in 2 weeks, you've experienced the highest of highs of being the quarterback at Notre Dame and the lowest of lows. And there's no other position in this program that uh, emulates the head coach than the quarterback at Notre Dame. And I think what he was able to learn is that you can't get your joy from what outsiders are saying about you. You get your joy from playing this game with your teammates. You play this game with confidence, and that's what I've seen him grow. That's where I've seen him grow the most, is the confidence that he's playing with. And that smile he has on his face, the way he plays this game is just a reflection of the love he has for his team, the fun he's having playing with his teammates. And man, he is so competitive. He finds a way to get his job done, and we're so grateful to have him here.
And now you face an old rival for the Irish in Penn State, 9-1, 20 meetings against the Nittany Lions. What do you see as the biggest challenge facing your team coming up on Thursday?
We quickly had to turn our attention to Penn State after this game. And when you start watching film, you see a talented, tough, disciplined football team. Offensively, they do so many different things that it's going to challenge some of your rules, and you got to be disciplined with your eyes. And defensively, they create pressure. They got some really good players. They're tight end, and their defensive end are as good as anybody you'll see in college football. And so we got to handle the preparation. We know who our opponent is, but we got to continue to prepare the right way. Our guys will be ready to roll when we kick off down in Miami, but we got to focus on staying in the moment. We got to focus on preparation that it takes to give us a chance to have the outcome that we want when we play them in Miami.
Well, that mentality has certainly served you well. And it's really interesting because with you and James Franklin meeting in the semifinal, there's going to be history made. For the first time, a black head coach is guaranteed to be in the national championship game for the first time since its inception in 1998. I'm wondering what that means to you.
It's humbling to hear that. You're grateful, and the more I've thought about this, and I want to make sure that, I give my mom a shout out, so because I got a chance to be the first Asian, half black, half Asian head coach to coach in the college football championship game. But it's a great reminder that you're a representation for many, and many of those guys that look like me are in our team meeting room. And I want them to understand that you can do anything you want to, as long as you continue to put the work in and believe you can achieve anything you want. But what I don't love is that it takes away from the team glory. And this isn't about one person. And I'm honored to hear those things and to be put in that conversation. But this thing won't happen without everybody in this program. And that's what I want our guys to understand about this more than anything, is that, it's important for the media to do their job and to have some individual glory, but we need everybody in this program to get their job done so we can achieve the team glory that we aspire to have. And so that's, to me, is more important than anything, is that we all commit to doing what it takes to having success. And, we'll see what the future holds.
Coach, it was such a beautiful scene at the Superdome as your players put their arms around each other and then sang the alma mater to their fans. This team doing something that hasn't been done in 3 decades. This is something that you do at your home games, obviously singing to those fans and with them. And the fans have endured a lot of seasons of hearing things like the Irish don't belong here, they're overrated, on and on. What is special about this team, and what does this year mean to the Irish faithful?
One of the greatest things about this job and about what we do is the smile you get to put on the face of others. And, I've seen some of the videos of post game, and I mean, it's almost emotional as you think about the ability for this football team to affect so many others. And, there's a lot of people at that game that stayed longer than they were supposed to support this football team. But there was also people that couldn't stay, that had to go back. And that's what it's all about. We're all in this thing together. And through the good and the bad, we're in this thing together. And I think if we have that mindset, great things are going to be achieved. This isn't about me. It's not about just us. It's about all of us. Notre Dame. It's about our program. It's about this university. It's about everybody that is involved with this place. You know what? Trying to strive to do some great things together. And the next opportunity is going to be here versus Penn State.
I mean, this is such an unusual run with the expanded playoffs. It's so special, and you were able to play that first ever playoff game at Notre Dame Stadium. How did that set the tone and really set the table for what was to come?
Yeah, and what a special environment that
Yeah.
was. And I've been a part of a lot of special games here, but there's nothing like that. And it's not very often in life you get to say you're a part of the first. And we were a part of the first home playoff game at Notre Dame Stadium. And you know what? Our challenge, Hannah, is to continue to elevate. Like we got to continue to improve. And
Hmm.
that reflection, the reflection of the improvement happened when we played Indiana. Right? We had a really good week of preparation, and you know what? We were able to get the outcome we want. And it's the same thing as you talk about as we got into the Georgia. It's about preparation during the week and improving. And then you know what? We're gonna go out and play that game. And we have to keep that sameness of approach as we go to this next opportunity. Is that our opponent is Penn State, but our challenge every day is to continue to elevate, continue to find ways to improve because there's another level. And it doesn't happen by hoping and thinking about it. It happens by the work you put in. So we got to focus on continue to put in the work in. And then, when you get this opportunity versus Penn State, go out there and have fun and let it fly.
Yeah, we'll let you get back to that work. But I got to say that this morning, we got some notes from Jeremy Fowler, and I got very nervous because he's reporting that you're on the NFL's radar as a potential head coaching candidate. So, as an Irish alum, I was like, please no. Can you say anything to make me not so nervous and the rest of the
I think
alum?
I don't know when they announced it. I can't remember, but about a week or two ago, they announced another long contract here at
Yes.
Notre Dame. So I don't think
Okay.
we have anything to worry about.
Good. You're staying in the bend. I love it. Thank you for answering that hard-hitting question. Whew, I feel much better. Coach, listen, as an alum, just thanks for all you're doing and what the joy that you brought back to this program and how you're impacting the lives of these young men. It's been really fun. Good luck Thursday and beyond, and Happy New Year.
I appreciate it, Hannah. It's always good to see you. Tell Dan I said hello. We miss him here, and Happy New Year, and go Irish.
I will for sure. Go Irish. Thanks, Coach. That's Marcus Freeman.